गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। तुम आशा विश्वास हमारे, तुम धरती आकाश हमारे, तुम धरती आकाश हमारे रामा, तुम आशा विश्वास हमारे, तुम धरती आकाश हमारे। तात मात तुम बंधु भ्रात हो, दिवस रात्रि संध्या प्रभात हो। तात मात तुम बंधु भ्रात हो, दिवस रात्रि संध्या प्रभात हो। दीपक सूर्य चंद्र तारक में रामा, तुम ही ज्योति प्रकाश हमारे रामा, तुम आशा विश्वास हमारे, तुम धरती आकाश हमारे, तुम धरती आकाश हमारे रामा, तुम आशा विश्वास हमारे, तुम धरती आकाश हमारे। Thank you so much. Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tatsmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tatsmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Welcome. Here in our Satsang with our global community. And today, so blessed to have Puja Swamiji's divine presence and darshan. I know all over the nation and all over the world, people are locked in. In India, since last night, we've been on the very beginning of a 21-day official lockdown that started last night by the Honorable Prime Minister. I know so many of our sisters and brothers across the world have been on a lockdown since days ago, maybe even weeks ago. And others will inevitably be in that situation. But realize that that sense of stress or frustration comes from feeling a lack of freedom. When we realize that freedom is actually within us, it's not about the ability to go here or there. It's not about the ability to go shopping or drive our cars or get in airplanes or go to restaurants or bars or parties. Freedom is in our mind. And lack of freedom is also in our mind. So let's take a moment and just close our eyes And allow ourselves to withdraw the senses inward. Pull the thoughts in, the sensations, the awareness, the focus. This is a time to go inward. And as you go in, allow the awareness to merge fully into the breath. As you inhale and exhale. And as the awareness merges with the breath, allow yourself to sink deeply. At the end of each exhalation, before you inhale again, as each exhalation concludes, sink deeply. Deeply into the spaciousness within the self. And allow that spaciousness to expand. Feel it as you exhale, that you are sinking deeper and deeper. And as you sink deeper and deeper, notice that you're freer and freer. Notice that the chains of the mind that hold us, they loosen and let go. Sinking deeper and freer. And as you inhale, as you breathe in this sacred life force, also on the inhalation, notice how you expand. So we expand on the inhalation. And we exhale into expansion on the exhalation. Expanding and expanding as we inhale and breathe in sacred new life force. As we breathe into and through us. and expanding on the exhalation. As we drop deeper and deeper into the spaciousness within us. Notice that you are free. That you are free in the spaciousness of the self. The mind exists, of course. Occasionally a thought even exists. But it doesn't control you. It isn't you. It simply exists in the spaciousness and freedom of the self. Gently bring your hands together and rub them gently against each other. And then take that beautiful energy and offer it. Offer it to your heart. Offer it to your body. What does Navaratri mean? And why do people choose to fast or be in silence? How can we relate that to the period we're going through right now? So, Navaratri literally means 9 nights. And it's 9 nights in the autumn, 9 nights in the spring, dedicated to worship of the Mother Goddess. Very, very sacred days. At the end of these days, we are new. After the night comes the morning. After the darkness comes the light. So when we speak about nighttime, the 9 nights, because interestingly, of course, it's 9 days as well. Navaratri doesn't only take place on the nights of these days, it's the day as well. But referring to it as the night makes us realize that it's ways for us to move through and become free of the night with the darkness within ourselves. And people fast, people observe silence, people do all kinds of spiritual activities. We have the recitation of the Ramayana. So many different spiritual activities take place because that's the only way out of the darkness. In order to come from the night to the morning, from the darkness to the light, is spiritual. We don't fast to appease the divine or to please God. We don't observe these practices because somehow it makes God happy that we're not eating food or that we're not talking or that we're offering rice or ghee into a fire. We do these because they are ways that get us closer to the divine. Silence is not just about, I don't talk to others. Silence is about, I stop speaking outside as the very first step to begin to experience silence within. So not talking is a crucial first step to that inner silence, but it's the beginning, not the end. The practice of silence is one that brings us into connection with, into the presence of a place of fullness within. Silence is not empty. Silence is full. But it's full of something other than the nonsense that most of us chat about. It's full of something other than gossip, complaining, judging, reporting, all the things that most of us talk about. If you look at typically what fills most of our conversations, it's either just nonsense, useless stuff, reporting on things that have happened, complaining, judging, talking badly about other people, stories, whatever it may be. Most of it useless. Most of the reason that we talk at all to others is simply an excuse to connect. It's just a way to connect. Want to have something to say, so I tell you something gossipy. It's juicy, maybe you'll like it. Maybe it'll give us something to laugh about. It'll give us some weird type of bonding that we together are complaining about something. The sort of misery loves company experience. But it's never of any value. And silence gives us this beautiful opportunity to say, hey, wait, do I need to speak to connect? Do I need to cheapen this moment with some nonsense chatter? If the connection is real, can't we sit in silence? Can't we be in silence together? You know that you have a very deep connection with someone when you can just sit in silence with them. Those where it's just a superficial connection is that sense of like, oh my God, somebody better say something because this silence is really awkward. Not a deep connection. So if you choose to go into silence, use it as a way to deepen connection. Rather than playing games of charades or writing notes, hey, did you see when so-and-so? That's not silence. Use it as a way to stop cheapening our connection and our moments with each other. To really just be in presence. So that's the first step. But then silence, what happens with silence if you do it long enough is the mind starts to know you're in silence. In the beginning, just the mouth is quiet, but the mind is on. But if you can refrain from too many games of charades or too many notes that you write, the mind actually starts to get quiet. And when the mind starts to get quiet, that's when the real magic starts. So silence is a beautiful practice. People fast as a way to stay light, to stay connected. It's interesting because, yes, of course, it's good for the body. It's a turn of seasons, spring cleaning of the house, why not of the body as well? But in Hindi, the term for fast is upwas. Upwas. It literally means sitting near to. Near to what? Near to God. Upwas is not about what can I figure out how to make with a flour that theoretically qualifies as a fruit instead of a grain. It's not about puris and pakoras and, potatoes floating in sauce that looks like an oil tanker crashed in them. It's about lightness. Just taking in that which the body actually needs to survive so that we stay light, not lethargic, not drowsy, not wasting the precious energy of our body digesting food, but being able to be awake, alive, present, not groggy, not in a carbohydrate numbed daze state, but fresh and alive, near to God. But Pujya Swamiji always reminds us that a fast is not just a fast of the body. It's not just, I don't eat this or eat that. It's a fast of all the senses. So it's about what I'm listening to, what I'm looking at, what I'm reading, and even what I'm thinking. Because the truth is, the real pollutants, the real toxins within us, yes, we take them in with our food as well. But even more toxic in many cases than that which we eat through our food is that which we eat through our minds, the way we think. And so if you're observing fast, make sure that it's a fast of all your senses. Purification of all the senses. What I think, what I listen to, what I speak if you're not in silence, what I'm reading. And really dive in to that beautiful connection with the Mother Goddess. It doesn't matter if you're Hindu, it doesn't matter if you believe in or worship the different forms of the Mother Goddess we pray to here. Don't worry about that. How about Mother Earth? How about Mother Nature? How about the giver of the air we breathe, the water we drink, the soil in which our crops are grown? So, if in your heart, if in your faith, you believe in, you connect to the Mother Goddess in form, Ma Saraswati, Ma Lakshmi, Ma Durga, Ma Kali, any of them, wonderful. If not, wonderful. Connect with the Mother Goddess in the dirt outside your home. Connect with the Mother Goddess in the tree in your front yard or backyard. Connect with the Mother Goddess in every breath you take in, that oxygen. that the leaves are producing for you, working for you. Amazing what a system she's given us. 24 hours a day. You appreciate her, you love her, or you don't. Nonetheless, she has set up a factory to provide you with oxygen. Every minute of every day, wherever you are. It's extraordinary, at no cost. Free oxygen. Free soil. Free water. Life is sacred. The provider of life, the giver of life, is doubly sacred. So let us use these days to worship Mother Earth, Mother Nature. And especially at this time of the virus, it makes us realize how very vulnerable we are. How very much we are not the masters of the universe. How very much we are not the ones in charge of this planet. One little virus, you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't touch it, you can't taste it. One little virus. We have no idea what to do. We are helpless against it. What is there that we really feel the dominators of Mother Earth? It's so humbling. It's so humbling to make us realize, really, there but for the grace of God go I. And there but for the grace of Mother Earth and Mother Nature. We pray. We pray that the air that we're breathing in doesn't have the virus in it. Someone hasn't sneezed into it, that it's clean. We pray that the world we are living in, our little individual world, in our homes, in our backyards, wherever we are, that it's safe and healthy. Today it's the coronavirus. Tomorrow it's going to be not enough water. Then it'll be not enough oxygen in our air. Then it's going to be temperatures that our bodies can't handle. Let us finally, really start worshiping this Mother Goddess and realizing she's in charge. And there but for the grace of her go we all. And if we can take this beautiful time to do that, not only will we connect deeply inside, but as we emerge from it, that new morning, that new light, will be one in which we connect with our sisters and brothers across the planet and with Mother Earth herself, with love, with care, with reverence.
The next question was posted on the YouTube channel by Rashmi Prakash, asking, how do we deal with the suffering of close loved ones?
When our loved ones suffer, of course we want to help. We want to do anything. Our loved ones suffer, it feels like we are suffering. There's some situations where we can do something to alleviate their suffering. If you can, do it. By all means. If you have the capacity, if you have the ability to alleviate the suffering of a loved one, do it. The dilemma is that most of the time we don't. Whether we can't, it's an illness that there's nothing we can do about. It's a situation there is nothing we can do about. Sometimes we think we can help, but they don't want us to help. They don't acknowledge they need the help. So in most cases, tragically, there isn't a lot we can do to alleviate the suffering of our loved ones, at which point all we can do is be there for them and love them. And don't undermine the importance and the power of love and being there. Your presence, your energy of love, of caring, is so powerful. Just to create the space and the container for them to be. So much of our suffering is due to feeling alone. And just your presence, just your love is very powerful. Keep loving them. Keep praying for them. Keep being there. Keep doing whatever you can, but realizing simultaneously that everyone comes into this world with their own karmic package. And they're gonna walk through their own karmic package at the correct pace, in the correct way for them. And that's something every one of us has to walk through. So give them love, give them support, give them your presence, give them any help you can and that they'll take. And pray for them, that their journey through their own karmic package is peaceful and smooth and safe and joyful.
So a question that came on Facebook from Giada Sano is, Dear Sadhviji, is there a difference between consciousness and awareness?
So I try not to get too caught up in semantics. We could spend a lot of time looking at the semantic, etymological aspects of different words, which of course ends up getting much more complex when you realize that most of these words that we're talking about come to us from Sanskrit. So what we're also dealing with is not even just the word itself, but we're dealing with a definition of it, a translation of it, and therefore a whole other etymology, a whole other semantics. For me, what's much more important is, what does it mean for me? And so when we think about awareness is pretty clear. Awareness is, am I aware? Am I moving through the world mindful and aware? Am I watching myself, my own thoughts, my own instincts, my own motivations, my own intentions? Am I really clear, both on the inside and the outside? Because awareness is something that goes in two directions. You've got to be aware outside as well, otherwise you're going to trip and fall every time you walk down the steps. Otherwise you're going to pick up a glass to drink and pour it over your shoulder instead. So everything in the world, whatever we do, requires awareness, requires mindfulness. Whether you're balancing a checkbook, driving a car, whatever you're doing, we need to be aware. But we also need that awareness to go inward. So it's not just the world outside. It's the world inside. Who is the I driving the car? Who is the I drinking the water? Who is the I walking down the steps? Am I aware of that being? Am I aware of the thoughts? Am I aware of the patterns? So that's awareness. You can think about it as mindfulness, presence. Am I fully present in that moment? Now you can also think about it as conscious. This is when we speak about consciousness. So we could also speak about it as conscious. You could absolutely use conscious as a synonym for aware, consciousness as a synonym for awareness. Am I conscious in every moment? Because of course we don't mean conscious in terms of the actual brainwave activity. When most of us speak of consciousness, we're not talking about are you in a coma or not? Do you have activity in your cerebral cortex or not? We're not using medical definitions. All of us have activity in our cerebral cortex. We're not in a coma by sheer fact that we're here together in satsang. So we're all conscious on that level. But are we conscious here? Because it even goes a step farther. And again, I wouldn't worry about it semantically. You could talk about being aware on a step deeper or being conscious on a step deeper. Either way. But it goes another step, which is not only being aware and conscious of who the I is that's driving the car or moving through my life or the thoughts that I'm having or the pattern that I'm having, but also, am I able to be conscious of consciousness? Am I able to be aware of awareness? So that takes it a step deeper. On the most superficial level, I'm just acting. I'm just moving. I go in one step, I'm aware. I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'm conscious of what I'm doing. I'm mindful. I'm here. When we talk about be here now, that's exactly what it means. Obviously, you are here. Nobody has to tell you be here where you are. It's the mind. It's your awareness. It's your consciousness. But then, there's another layer. Because there is an element within us that is aware of awareness, that is conscious of consciousness. And when you touch that, that's when you start to touch what we talk about as pure awareness or pure consciousness, where it's not I as my individual self am aware of the individual thoughts or feelings or intentions or motivations or patterns that I as an individual have. But I've now stepped back and I am sitting in a place that is aware of myself being aware. And then, of course, it doesn't matter whether I'm aware of me driving or aware of me drinking water or aware of me screaming at my kids or my spouse or my employees, because I'm just being aware of awareness. What I'm being aware of is a product of just that second level. But that third level is aware of awareness, is conscious of consciousness. And so it loses all of the individuality of it. And that's when we start to really tap into that experience of no place I end and the world begins, that experience of just pure consciousness. That's not about me and my consciousness, but me tapping into just consciousness. So don't worry so much about the differences between them, between the words. Worry about the differences between the levels and the layers. And just keep trying to go deeper and deeper and keep asking yourself, is this it or is there another layer? Can I be aware of myself being aware? Can I be aware of myself being aware of myself being aware? Just keep going. Because eventually we hit that just spaciousness when there's no longer anything to be aware of. There's just awareness.
So the next question is coming from our live YouTube chat, and it's from Satya Shastri, asking, how do we stay as the unchanging witness always?
So this is a beautiful follow-up to the earlier question. It's the how. And it's all about awareness. It's all about consciousness. I have a choice. I have a choice what I think about. Most of us think we don't. Most of us feel like slaves to our thoughts. Oh my God, my mind is really driving me crazy. Oh my God, I was overcome. Thoughts of that, feelings of this, reaction to that. As though somehow there were a being larger than we are, stronger than we are, more powerful than we are, pulling the strings of our neural circuitry. Sitting somewhere, pulling, yanking on the different aspects of our brain to secrete different chemicals and have different electric reactions at different times that go sad, happy, frustrated, depressed, annoyed, angry, miserable, whatever it may be. Who is that being? Who is that? Where do they live? How do you find them? Well, the truth is, they don't live anywhere. That being doesn't exist. There is no being making you think about all the annoying things that the person or people you're stuck now in a house with are doing. You're choosing to think about that. There is no being making you continue to live in patterns that you developed in your childhood. You are choosing to continue to do that. There is no being forcing you to flip the remote on the TV, or I guess nobody does that anymore. I guess now it's moving the mouse or something on Netflix or however we're watching TV these days. There's no being grabbing your hand and making it move one way or click one way. It's your choice. The sites I visit on social media, on the computer, my choice. The things I read, the thoughts I entertain, my choice. And so it's a decision that I make. And of course, you don't just make it once. You have to keep making it because the patterns are very strong. Even though there isn't a being forcing it to happen, the patterns are very strong. The sanskara, the neural circuitry, very strong. So we keep choosing. We keep choosing. Pure awareness, pure awareness. Every minute, every moment, pure awareness. And by the way, it doesn't mean I don't act. So it's easy to do that sitting on my couch or sitting on my mat with my eyes closed. But that isn't the teaching. The teaching is to do it in the world. And so whatever you're doing in your world, pure awareness, pure awareness. Can you stay in a state of pure awareness as you're moving through the world? It's very difficult. But the beautiful piece is you benefit from as much as you get. It's not an all or nothing. It's not 100% or zero. Every extra minute that you are able to exist in pure awareness is a minute you win. Because it's a minute that has been properly utilized of your life. It's a minute you won't regret. It's a minute that has gone into the karmic bank account of your liberation, your freedom. So try to string together as many minutes as you can. And then just keep remembering. Just keep remembering. Keep remembering. Because pure awareness, of course, doesn't mean I can't use my brain to think. I can be aware. My identification with the awareness that my brain is currently doing mathematical equations to balance my checkbook, it's a great place to be. Brain is doing the equations, but I, the identity, the deeper identity, is aware that I'm balancing my checkbook. And then the even deeper layer, as we were just talking about, is aware that I am being aware that my checkbook is being balanced. But it's no longer I who am balancing it. It's there is a brain, and there is wonderful activity taking place in that brain that knows how to do math very well. But my identification, my grounding, my anchoring, is in that place of awareness. And it's just a moment to moment, minute to minute choice. The other beautiful piece is every minute that you succeed, you're more likely to succeed in the next minute, because every new minute is laying the pattern for the next minute. So every minute that you're balancing the checkbook thinking, oh God, I hate this, I can't believe it, that's laying a pattern of reaction, laying a pattern of frustration, laying a pattern of judgment, laying a pattern of drama. And every minute, you can keep stepping back into that place of pure awareness, is laying the pattern for the next minute. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening, beautiful night, beautiful morning, beautiful day, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. Stay home. Stay connected through technology to each other. Stay connected within yourself, to the self, and to the divine.